Mega Charizard Y is considered to be the best Mega Pokemon, right up there with Mega Salamence and Mega Metagross. So today we're going to be running it on ladder, and we're going to see how well it does on the Pre-Champions VGC format that they have on Showdown. Now remember, this is not a regular format. I will leave the links down below so you can download and play, but let's get right into the team. So the team we're using today is interesting, and I think you guys are going to like it. It is slightly based on Marco's Regulation H team, but with a couple of upgrades. As you can see, we have Charizard Y here, no longer holding choice specs, so we added Protect, we added Weather Ball, and we added Hurricane. When it comes to Torkoal's on the team. It keeps the same set, very similar. I think the EVs are a little bit different. We are just max, trying to do as much as we can. Then we come to Incineroar. Incineroar no longer has knockoff, so we're running Throat Chop, which is way worse because now we can't knock off clear amulets off of things. We can't knock off flame orbs. We can't knock off a lot of things. Then we have Rocky Helmet just to do a little bit more chip. This is a more aggressive Incineroar that wants to do damage. So doing damage while they attack you is just an extra bonus. Then we have Ursaluna here. It is 140 HP, max attack, some speed. It isn't the slowest thing on Earth. I think it's 85, so it will outspeed some Incineroars and some slower Pokemon, which is pretty handy considering we don't have the Jumpluff that was on this team anymore because it hasn't been confirmed, and we don't have the Porygon 2 because no non-fully evolved Pokemon are going to be in the game. So we have Venusaur here to fill in the gap for Jumpluff, Sleep Powder, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Protect, Focus Sash. Farigiraf makes it so that we don't have to run Covert Cloak because we can just switch it in. So Farigiraf with Throat Spray, Hyper Voice, Trick Room, Protect, Expanding Force. This is a very kind of basic Farigiraf spread I found online. I did a little bit of tweaking to it. But that is the team. Let's go ahead and get into our first battle. Alright, here we go into our first battle. This seems like an interesting team to be going up against. It seems very much... let's go ahead and look at it, okay? We have Choice Scarf Garchomp, Rocky Helmet Sinistcha, Sneasler with Focus Sash, Metagross, Mega Metagross, Heavy Slam, Thunder Punch, Protect, Stomping Tantrum, Eruption, Heat Wave, Helping Hand, Protect, and Gyarados. I've seen a lot of double Mega teams. I don't know how I feel about that personally. We're going to start off with Charizard, Venusaur, Farigiraf in the back, and I think it will be like super advantageous for us because they don't have any form of stopping our fake outs after to bring Incineroar. Let's go ahead and see how that plays out for us. I will start the timer here just so that, you know, we don't take the video for super long. But, alright. They brought up something that I basically thought they were going to do. I'm going to Mega Evolve, Heat Wave, and I will Sleep Powder the Garchomp. I will outspeed if it is Scarf with my Venusaur in Sun. And they don't have any way of turning off my Sun, so I think that's going to be the best play for me. Let's get here. Rocky Helmet, Matcha Gacha, Trick Room, Strength Sap, Rage Powder. As long as we hit this Sleep Powder, we should be in a very good situation. Sleep Powder goes through. Heat Wave, Nuke Sinistcha. Sinistcha's out of the park. Now we have Sneasler. I think we want to hit... Look, I think we want to hit the Farigiraf swap. And I think we want to Giga Drain the Garchomp. Farigiraf comes through. They can't fake out because of Armor Tail. Giga Drain does not kill. They do wake up, but this should not do a lot to Farigiraf or Venusaur. Next turn, because we're faster, we can just Giga Drain the rest of the way and Expanding Force the Sneasler. I think at this point there's nothing really they can do, and we should be able to win this match. Their Mega in the back might be a problem, but the expanding force hits so hard. The sleep on Dire Claw is kind of funny. At this point, I think what I want to do is just hit the Hyper Voice and then try to go for the sleep on Gyarados. I know we're not going to wake up. Mold Breaker is going to just destroy our Farigiraf. Asleep again. They got double sleep and they're just setting up now. Double sleep and they're just setting up now. This is crazy. I said the game was over way too soon. Trick Room, and I'm going to go Sleep Powder on Gyarados. Hopefully they do take us out here with Dire Claw. And Crunch does take out Farigiraf. They are +1 speed, but they don't have anything really for our duo here. They can't... they can protect. That's about it. Are they unburdened? No, they're Poison Touch. Okay, Heat Wave. Fake Out into Gyarados. Fake Out goes through. Coaching. The flinch obviously goes Heat Wave. This is going to be tricky, but they are single target. And I think they want to... I think they obviously want to hit Charizard, right? So I'm going to protect with Charizard and hit it with a Parting Shot. See what happens there. If they go for Incineroar, this could be bad. No, they go right for the Charizard. Parting Shot brings their attack down. I am going to hit a Weather Ball, even though it's, Hurricane, I'm afraid, is going to miss. It's 50% accurate in Sun. Again, Hurricane is more for Hurricane is more for when they have like a rain team. I think we go for another... Wait. This for sure. And I think we just go for the Flare Blitz. I think we just go for the Flare Blitz. Waterfall does not KO because of the Parting Shot. And the Flare Blitz should pick it up. No, it does not. But it burns it. Let's go. Okay. At this point, we're just protecting to win the game. At this point, we just protect here. And then we just Flare Blitz here. Protect is going to win the game because of the burn. They're doing pitiful damage. And that is game 1. Alright, so here is our second game. I think that we are going to set timer just so they don't think we're stalling because we have been looking at the team for a little bit. Gardevoir, Telepath, obviously is going to change. Safety Goggles, Incineroar, Citrus Berry, Rotom Wash. It feels very Gen 6 from just looking at it. Obviously, the only thing that's really changed is Dragapult. We are going to go ahead and start off with Charizard. Then we're going to bring in our boy Venusaur. I think Farigiraf in the back. And I like our chances with Ursaluna. I think this is going to be one of those games, though, that, is going to come down to the wire. Okay. So, we're going to Mega Evolve Heat Wave. Actually, we're going to Mega Evolve Weather Ball. It's resisted by both. So, we're going to Mega Evolve Protect. And then we're going to just Mega Evolve Protect, setting up the Sun, and then we're going to Sleep Powder the Dragapult. Sleep Powder goes through, which is what we wanted. Thunderbolt does not hit, and that was a forfeit. Probably one of the fastest games we had. The Protect on the turn 1. If you're looking at it like, oh, that doesn't progress anything. Yeah, it doesn't really progress anything. You're not getting any damage off, right? But you're setting up the Sun for Venusaur, which Venusaur has actually kind of been like the MVP. Putting something to sleep. You know they're going to play aggressive and try to get Charizard out because it is the threat. So they're going to kind of negate the Venusaur. You can go ahead and put something to sleep. And in this turn, we put Dragapult to sleep. Next turn, even if we kind of switch and do shenanigans or if we just go for the straight attack, they are already behind momentum and they don't know how long the sleep is going to turn. So the forfeit is valid from them. let's go ahead and get another game in. Okay, on to the next game. So from here, we are looking at Sneasler with White Herb. Burden, Close Combat, Night Slash, high crit chance, so I see that. Dire Claw. Focus Sash, Tailwind, Taunt, Dazzling Green, Protect. No Encore, which is good for us. Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Dark Pulse. Dragonite is the loaded dice variant. Frostlass, so this is one of those double, what is it called? Double weather type of battles. Charizard comes in. We have both of these things here kind of looking at us. We are going to Mega, and then we are going to try to hit a Heat Wave to break Dragonite here. And I think a Giga Drain does 70. Rotom Wash. I don't want it to hit Charizard, so I'm going to try to put it to sleep. Drought comes through. Sleep does connect. Weather Ball. Half through multi-skill? No, it's inner focus. That makes more sense. Alright. From this point, we lost our Mega, but now we have Farigiraf. Farigiraf is going to go ahead and Hyper Voice turn 1 while we Giga Drain the Rotom to try to take it out. Citrus Berry hits. Scale Shot is going to do a good chunk. Hyper Voice is going to do how much? Okay, not enough. So now we have to Trick Room. And what I'm going to try to do is put the Dragonite to sleep. Dragonite is now asleep. Trick Room will go through. Alright. Hyper Voice here. And then we are going to swap into Torkoal. The Hyper Voice should take out both of these Pokemon. And Torkoal will be in prime position. 2 more Sun turns, but prime position. Alright. Now 1 more Sun turn. Sneasler, Hydreigon, and then the forfeiting. From this situation, right, you're like, why did they forfeit? They have Fake Out Pressure. No, they don't. They're super fast compared to these two. They're not even Sash. So an Eruption is going to KO here. On this side, if you hit a Hyper Voice from Farigiraf, you're doing about 34. And then the Eruption is doing slightly 30, so it's just a 3 versus 1, where it's kind of like taking it forever to die. But what can it do back to us, you know? Like, yeah, it has Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower. You have to land a Draco basically, and that is going to hit after we already hit. And then I have Venusaur in the back that can still, you know, put up some work. With no Sun, Flamethrower is not going to pick up, and we have Sash, so it's just a losing battle from there, and I can see why they ended up hitting the forfeit button. Alright, another battle here for us. We are looking at a very interesting team. I actually really like Arcaludon and Rain in Champions kind of meta, but this is going to be using the Snow, I believe, which is also interesting. Frostlight, Blizzard, Icy Wind, Shadow Ball. They have double Megas, which again, I think is a little interesting because your Mega should kind of be supported by your whole team. And I think that's kind of the situation that we want to be in here. So I'm going to go Venusaur, Charizard. In the back, I'm going to bring Torkoal because it is double Sun versus their weather. That way we always have weather control. And I think for Farigiraf, I hate that I keep on leading these, but if we can get everything situated, it's just such a good situation for us. So we start off with Charizard, Venusaur versus Ursaluna and Gyarados. This is interesting. We're going to Mega, obviously. I think we want to just hit Heat Wave because they are more likely going to protect, and Sleep Powder on Gyarados. If they switch in Sinistcha and protect, this is a good play from them. If not, I think this is safe for us because we will put Gyarados to sleep. and hit the Heat Wave to do some damage. Even if they protect, it doesn't kill. But what are they targeting here? They're obviously going to try to target our Mega. So Venusaur isn't really in danger, and then Venusaur can take both of these out with Giga Drain. Sleep Powder misses. That is huge for them. Critical hit with Heat Wave. They don't protect. They Dragon Dance and Headlong Rush the Venusaur. We had Sash the whole time though, so we really weren't in any immediate danger. I think we go for Heat Wave again, and then we go for Giga Drain. Giga Drain. I think we Heat Wave, and I think we just protect. Because what are they going to do to hit us? Crunch? Will Crunch kill? Or are they just going to Rain Dance? You know what? Heat Wave and I think we just go for another Sleep Powder. Protect. Alright. Sleep Powder. It hits this time. We're still faster than this Gyarados, which is scary because once they start boosting their speed, you know, it becomes kind of like one of those situations where you don't know what's going on. Heat Wave again. And now we Giga Drain the Ursaluna to get back a little bit of HP. Heat Wave is single target. Please don't miss. Picks up the Gyarados. They did not Mega, which is the important thing. Here is Frostlass, right? Now, I am faster than both of these. And this is why you bring Double Weather. Because we protect here. We protect here. There goes the weather change. We protect. Double protect. Blizzard. Now this thing becomes super fast. It might be faster than us. That is the problem. We're bringing in Torkoal instead to keep our Charizard alive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Okay. Torkoal, and then I'm going to Sleep Powder the Archaludon. Is that the right move? Or the Frostlass? Which one's a bigger... I think the Frostlass. Because it's faster, right? Sleep Powder connects. Let's go. Venusaur is coming in clutch for us. Dragon Pulse. But now we just overheat. Overheat here. And then... You know what? Overheat here. And then we just Sleep Powder the Archaludon. Sleep Mist. That's okay. Alright, we are taken out by Torkoal, but we still have control of the board with Charizard here. We are going to Heat Wave. And in case they wake up, which I don't think they will, okay, Heat Wave, and we're gonna Giga Drain. Giga Drain does half. They don't wake up. It missed. Electroshock. It's in Sun though, so this is interesting. Heat Wave again. They don't have anything to take out our Charizard, I think, right away. So I think we just Giga Drain into Frostlass again. Bringing it down to 21. They woke up. Icy Wind makes us slower. Electroshock. Alright. Our speed now is in a weird situation, but we're still faster for one more turn. At this point, we have to hit Expanding Force. Hyper Voice, right? To get us back. They have Protect. That's the problem. I think we... How much does Giga Drain do? Giga Drain doesn't do anything. So we're just going to have to Giga Drain the Frostlass. And hope that it does not go off. I think they're going to Protect. I think I Sleep Powder the Archaludon. Alright, Sleep goes through. Icy Wind again. That's fine. Hyper Voice will hit Archaludon. Okay, not enough. Alright. Now we Expanding Force the Frostlass. All they can do is Icy Wind us. Expanding Force should knock out. And now, the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Expanding Force, take out Arcaludon. Dragon Pulse. Oh, it was such a close game. That is the type of game that I get excited about. So close. It was down to who got what off, and then the Icy Wind was huge. We may have misplayed a little bit with Venusaur, which, I mean, at the end of the day, is fine. We're trying to figure it out. In a best of 3, I think I adapt a little bit by making sure Venusaur has a better position into some things. Also, maybe I gotta check to see if it gets Weather Ball. I don't think so, but if it does, that'd be pretty huge. And then I have to kind of watch out for the Sinistcha, which I think they adapt in next game. Alright, we have another team with a Mega Metagross on a Sun team, which is interesting to me. Again, it's very similar to what we already played, I think. Fake Out, Coaching, Close Combat. You know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are bringing Farigiraf in the back. And I think that we want to bring Ursaluna to this matchup. I think Ursaluna to this matchup. Gotta go ahead and hit timer just so that it doesn't take forever for our video. But Focus Sash, Dire Claw. They have Fake Out, so I think this is a double protect turn. See what they do. Choice Scarf. Fake Out obviously doesn't do anything. Rock Slide, alright. Mega Evolution. We're going to hit Heat Wave. Mega Evolution Heat Wave plus Sleep Powder onto Garchomp. It hit. Let's go. Heat Wave. Dire Claw does like a good chunk to us, but it doesn't KO. And no sleep. We played one earlier where we fell asleep. Their Sash was not broken technically. They didn't go down the Sash, so I think they don't proc Unburden. Heat Wave here. And then I'm just going to Giga Drain the Sneasler. Okay, we are both special attackers, so that's fine. Giga Drain brings me back up a little bit. Heat Wave does about half. With our weather control and going up against another Sun team, we're kind of in a very good situation. But this Torkoal could do a lot of damage to us. I think what we do here, man, I don't like this. I think we Hurricane. Hurricane the Torkoal and Sleep Powder the Torkoal. Sleep Powder goes through. Okay. Hurricane hits. Alright, 17 HP. Dragon Dance. We should still be faster because we are, unless they went max speed. They're 1 point faster than us unless they went max speed, right? So we're going to go ahead and hit the Heat Wave to clean up and the Sleep Powder on Gyarados. We should still be faster because ours is doubled and theirs is a little bit higher. So Heat Wave. Alright. I'm feeling pretty good about this because next turn we got to swap out Charizard. Garchomp. Alright. We bring in Ursaluna and we hit Giga Drain on Gyarados. I forgot Garchomp was asleep, so Ursaluna can do some work here. Next turn with a Facade. Garchomp's still asleep. The burn kicks through, and our opponent forfeits. There's nothing they could have done there, I think. Even if they do get off a Earthquake or a Bulldoze or a Dragon Claw or a Rock Slide, I don't think any of it is KOing our Ursaluna. No, nothing is KOing our Ursaluna. So we're in a very good situation. This composition, I see it a lot, and I don't really get it. Maybe it's just against our specific team that it doesn't really work that well. But I see the two Megas. I see the sun, which doesn't help either of the two megas. Unless this is just a trick room sweeper that you have on here to kind of deal with something. Like, it has no synergy with the megas, but I've seen it a lot. So, interesting, and I want to know why they do it. I'll figure it out, I promise. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Here's the squad. Tell me what you think. Was this a Mega Charizard team, or was it really a Venusaur team? Because there's Mega Venusaur, and we don't know how crazy that's going to be. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are interested in more Champions videos, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I think with Champions coming out, we could do it, but I'm going to need your support. So comment down below, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Remember, the paste is down below as well, and so are the links so that you can play Pre-Champions VGC yourself. I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm out.